Hi everybody and welcome back to Nellie Designs. In this video I'm going to be playing with some of Luise Heninzl's my digital downloads, digital images that she creates. This is part, I've got to think here. Oh, what package is this? The Show Must Go On. This is all part of her beautiful package that she has on Etsy, and it's called The Show Must Go On. So in my last video, I was playing with her papers, and I made these really cool. You can use them as belly bands. I have two horizontal. I made these for my scrapbook pages. And I want to make some other embellishment style pieces that I can use as a little pocket or whatever on the pages. I want to try to keep a little theme going. So these are some of the papers that I had used prior. And this one in particular, I've already started punching and working with. I want to fussy cut some of these items out here and do some layering on these two cards right here. So I want to layer these on these. And then these two cards, I've already started. I wanted to use some tulle. And I have this real pretty gold tulle. And I wanted to try to soften these images a little bit and just make them a little, I don't know, a little more feminine maybe. So I cut some pieces and I just, laid them here on the corner. I stitched around them. There was no method to my madness. I just wanted to get them down, and then I'm continuing with the round circles. Because again, I want this to be a theme on these few pages here that I'm going to be working with some personal photos. So this little image here is, I took this out from here and I just punched it and I distressed it. And I'd like to try to incorporate that here with these cute little daisies with that. And then the same over here on this one. This one I have a little bird. I thought that would be cute. I don't know if I'm going to put the bird here or whatever, but I thought I would use those with some little sayings here. So it's going to be, pretty cut and dry today. I just have to, and I did keep this white around the image because I want it to be framed. I can add a little tiny bit of distressing around it, but I'm just doing it on the very edges. I really don't want it to come over into the white. So it's just a little bit there like that. Again, I'm just trying to incorporate these circles on here. So I don't know. I might have had. I don't know if I had that there. I think maybe not. I think I might have had this one over here just to add. The tool is making this a little. And I want to just make a little cluster possibly down in this corner. I'm not quite sure yet. And I'm just working with just the few things that I have because, again, I want to keep it a consistent theme. Let's see here. this I want to put, but I basically wanted to, you know, show you you can add tulle, or, you know, instead of lace, if you don't have lace, the tulle is nice. And I just kind of want to soften this corner because I have the tulle over here. Let's see here. I do want to add that. And I'd like to have another little splash of color. So maybe something like this. A couple of these little mini ones. Just to have a little splash there. And I'm also trying to, you know, show you that you don't need a lot of fancy embellishments if you don't have brads, or if you don't have lace. I know some, you know, some gals have so much of, you know, a really nice variety of items. And I'll watch, you know, I'll watch certain videos, and now I'm to the point where I really have to think how much I'm going to use it. And I'm just really trying to use things up that I have here. Unless it's something that I absolutely would need to, you know, finish a project that I don't have or something like that. But let's see, I think we had this one. I may just put that up a little bit. Just enough to cover the bottom of that. I like the way that goes over the flower because it does soften it. Put that there. And this is just a little something. You know, I've said it before that I don't work a lot with circles or round pieces, and I'm really trying to get over that. I do. I want to add something else to this. I know what I want to add. I'll get that after. I'd like to add a nice little postage stamp to this. I have a few here, but I don't think I'll have any that would actually fit in there. I have some from Spain that I was sent a bundle of love, and I just took these off the other day. But I have some pretty flowers I will grab after. But I think a pretty little postage stamp would look nice there. And then this Shine Bright, I think I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac for this, seeing that it's on the tool there. So I'll give that a good gluing. And we'll get that down. And I'm more or less just adhering that to the tool. I don't really need to stick it to the paper. There. And we'll get, like I said, we'll get a little postage stamp after to add there. So there's that one. And then this one here. So I think this will be a nice complementary, this will be a nice complementary piece on a page with a photo, because it's all, the paper's all coordinated, and then this is the same style flowers as these, and then the round circles. So that's my goal, is to have a little set. I like this little bird here. So I think I'm going to put this on here like that. Our little bird. And if you don't have a sewing machine and you want to add tulle, you could hand stitch this. This is on photo paper. So the only thing I would suggest you do is you could make little pinholes, and then it would be easier for you, because this is a little bit thicker. It would be easier for you to stitch. And if you had, pinholes in a variety of areas, you could do a little wonky stitch along there. That would be kind of fun. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. It's going to go up along the side. And let's see, I don't really want to cover the little bird up. I had clipped that one because I did like the green on there, but now I'm not too sure. I think it's a little too, I like that there. Do something a little, not like that. Put that there like that. I would like a little bit larger one. There's another little birdie. We could have two little birds. Do something, bring a little, I don't know if I want to bring another color in. I do like these with the writing on them. I think those are fun. And then could pretty much do the same here. I could add, see if I have a little color, or I could just add a little piece of color from over here and get my little mini punch. This is a 1/2 inch punch. That's what these here. And let's see, I'd want to pick up some of the coral color, or even maybe some of this yellow. Yeah, that yellow's pretty. Yeah. There. And you'll know I'm not gluing this top part here, because once I get it on my page, if I want to take another little tiny note, I can just stick it behind that. So you don't always have to glue everything down. this one here. I think I'm going to put on this one here. I think I'm going to put the Stay Curious. So if you're returning to my channel and you watch, thank you. Thank you for your support. If you're new, welcome. And I'm just going to lift that just a little bit there. Okay, so there's that one there. And I did ink around this a little bit. All right, so there's that one there. So these will look nice with, like I said, with these over here. See, these will go really well. And I'll put the this video in the description so you'll know how to make some of these and where I got the idea to make those. So we have these two here. So we're going to set these aside. And then these two here, I have an idea. And I would like to, and this is another thing that I want to remind everyone, that when you buy a kit, a digital kit for junk journaling, to make junk journals, you don't always have to use the paper to create a junk journal. You can, if you see a image, a digital layout that you like, that you could fussy cut some of these images out and use them in other ways, do it. It doesn't mean that, you have to run it off, you have to fold it, use it as part of your journaling. And that's the other thing. If you do create a journal, run extra pages, and these would make really nice embellishments. So if you had a journal with just some tea-dyed paper on it, you could fussy cut around this and put this in a corner with the butterfly. There's so many things that you can do, that you could create. This could be a flip pocket. Even if you cut the lace out here, you could attach it with some washi, make a nice flip pocket there, a little journaling flip. So don't think that you just, and if you're a scrapbooker and you don't make junk journals, you can still use these on your 12 by 12 papers. I mean, that's what I'm going to be doing for this particular project. So I'm going to fussy cut these out, and then I will show you how, or what I'm thinking that we'll be creating with these two cards here. Okay, so I have these, I cut these out. These were together, and I cut them, I separated them, and then I have the butterfly that I cut out. So I want to match that up with that, and I want to match these over here with the butterflies. So I'd also like to incorporate some of this pink tulle, because I think this is going to soften. I just want to soften and mute this somewhat. So I'm thinking about making a nice little, possibly a screen over that. And I want to use some of the lace. So let's see what I can come up with. Let's do a little distressing here, because I'm feeling a little distressed myself right now, trying to figure out exactly how I want to do this. A little bit around here. I bought a new printer. It's still in the box. But I have an Epson. I bought another Epson printer, and I'm trying to use up the ink in my the printer that I currently have. It's not printing really well. I can't print just a copy paper out, a black and white copy paper. I don't know what's going on with that. It's old. It's very old, and it's acting funky. So I thought that's how I stumbled upon Louise's. I've had these. I purchased this kit from her so long ago, and I haven't used it. So I said, well, I might as well just run off a bunch of digital kits that I haven't used. And I think they're all coming out just lovely. I also cut this bird out here. I'd like to try to put this with the butterfly because it's somewhat of the same colors. I think those two would be really pretty. Not the butterfly, what am I saying? With the feather over here. So this one here, I gotta think about this for a minute. I still want to continue with this, and I think if I just put this on here, that flower, this down here is going to get lost. So that's why I'm picking something here for a backdrop of this flower that will run up along with the butterflies. So I'm thinking about that. And I really don't want to, because I don't want to, I'm not going to add any tulle down here in the corner. I mean, I could just take and stitch a little bit here. Then I could put the flower over that, but I don't like the look of that. I think this whole little bit here it's very, even though it's muted, I think it's very loud, and I really want to soften it. I think with these here using the tulle, and these are a little more softer colors, I want to try to soften this. So my idea is to get these down and take this piece of pink tulle and stitch it right over this, make a veil. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and hopefully it will look okay. But there's only one way to find out, right? And that is to just try it. And you have to remember as well, when you're working with digitals, if there's something that you don't care for, it's okay, because you can just run another digital print and redo it. It's not like it's, a piece of scrapbook paper and you only have one, or you don't want to waste it. And we're going to put this one, we'll put this right here. And I also want to cover up some of these butterflies. I don't want all three butterflies there. So you just have, that's why they call it playing with paper. You just have to play around and see what works for you. And let's see, I think before I stitch this, down, I'm wondering if I'm going to put my label on here first. And I'm going to tuck that right under. that there. Make sure that's straight, somewhat straight. Okay, celebrate this. Okay. I was going to put the butterfly love on here, but I think I'm going to feature it over here with this butterfly right there. And this looks more like a nice celebration of... So, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to step away, go over to my sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch this on with a single stitch. And I will try to open it up as much as I can, but on the bottom I might try to gather it a little bit, make it a little funky. So let me go stitch that and I'll be right back. I have it all stitched, and you can see I just took a I did the straight stitch and I just went right along that border there. So I like the way this came out. And I'm just going to trim kind of haphazardly around it. I'm just going to kind of pull at it here. And I'm going to leave some right along the top. There. I have this little tiny piece left. So I think that I'm going to just trim these a little bit here. So I think this is really pretty. I think it just mutes it enough. It's almost like a veil. But this is really pretty. You could also, if you wanted to, you could add some sequins in here, make a little shaker. But I think this is really pretty. And it just gives a different aged look to it. So that one's done. All right, so now this one here, I want to use tulle on this again, but I don't necessarily, maybe not cover the entire thing. So I have the butterfly here that we will adhere somewhere, maybe towards the top here. I'm going to adhere that right away because I know I want it to go here. So we might as well get, unless maybe I could just do something with the butterfly, add some tulle just to the butterfly alone. Let's play with this a minute and see what this would look like. That would kind of have it stand up a little bit too. It would kind of, but I don't like that. So we are not going to do that. All right, so let's get this butterfly. Let's get this butterfly down and around. And we're going to put that right there on the top, right on the top of that feather. Now I did like the way that, and I think what I'll do, just to raise it up just a little bit, I'm going to get one of my foam squares, and I think I'll stick that right underneath here just a little bit, just to raise that up just a tad. Get that out of there. That way it's glued, but that little tiny bit of the foam will raise it just a little tiny bit. I'm going to take this off first. Let's get that, push that under there. There. My goodness, it's got static electricity in it. There. There. So that'll just be raised a little bit there off of the paper. I like this because it's just incorporating nature all around. But it doesn't mean I'm not open. Open to another little something. See, I don't want to include these because I think that they're just too bright. They're just a little too bright, where I do like the idea of the... Now I'm wondering if maybe I shouldn't just cut that bird out and put the bird down here. I may do that. So let's have at it. Let's just see if this would work. I don't know about you, but sometimes, you know, I have good intentions of doing a project a certain way, and then I see it down on paper, and I don't know if I'm that keen about it. So then I get thinking how I can change it up. And if it's going to work. But again, yeah, I like that better than the big circle there. In this one, we may not even need I do like that a little bit of a circle there. This one I would like to get some lace on there. I could have him tucked behind there. That's an option. I could have half of the tulle on here. That might be another option, because I really do like the way this looks. Maybe I could just do a half of a tulle on here. That would be different. And then I could still have this as a little tuck spot if I wanted to. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think we are going to get this on here. So we're going to get this on here first. Now, if I'm going to stitch along, because I will have to stitch, I guess I will still do it like this. Have it here. Have my bird there like that. All right, let's start here. So we'll run a bead here. I don't really want to get it where I'm going to stitch. I don't want the glue on that section there because it will gum up your needle. I'll just bring that down just a little bit. All right, and then I'm going to I will get the bird behind here. We'll put him right there. Put him there. Worked on a jigsaw puzzle yesterday, and when I was working on it, I realized how my shoulders were touching my earlobes, and my back is sore today. My back, my shoulders, and my neck, it's sore. So I'm going to, once again, I will step away and I will get this stitched on here. All right. And I have another idea to add to this. I think that'll be really pretty. So let me get this stitched. All right, so I have this sewn on, and I really like this at the half, where I just did it halfway up. I think that's really pretty. I like this hanging over the edge and hanging down. And again, you have a nice little pocket here, so if you do want to add something inside, or another little note or whatever, by all means you can. So I'm going to get this little, and see how this has really softened itself in the background, and it almost looks like it's just part of the paper. It doesn't look like it's been cut out and put in there. That's the other thing that I like, that's the image of what the tulle does. So I wanted to add some stamps, so I grabbed a few little stamps here. So here are the tool with the tool, the tool with the tool, the tool with the tool, and here is the tool just around the corners. Two different looks, both I think are really pretty. So what I want to do is I'd love to add a couple, because seeing that these are going in with some of my mom's vintage photos. She was a stamp collector, and I thought it would be fun just to add some stamps to these. So we have some reds, and we have some of the browns or burgundies, which might be kind of nice. We can eliminate the bright blue. Some greens. I don't think we are going to need any of these fuchsia or purple. I don't think we'll need the blues here. Some pretty orange ones here. Let's take a look. I just want to see how much cancellation marks. This is pretty, the queen. And that kind of ties the orange in right there. I do like that. So we can add, and I'm going to cover that little bird up a little bit. His little head. Oh well. So I think that just adds a nice little nice little composition. So that's done. This one here, we've got some blues, burgundies, not green. No, definitely not the green. What about up here? These are, has a little tiny bit speck of orange there. But these have that's more of a brown. There's a little bit, that's pretty. Just that hint of plum. It ties these two in. We're going to go with this. We are going to go with this. This says West London on here. The other one was from London. So we have that one on there. I think that completes them. This one, I don't think we need anything because that has the tulle. This one, I don't know if this needs anything. That's kind of cute up there. That would be fun to put a stamp there, or maybe, I think maybe up in the upper right hand corner. I think that might be kind of fun. Now we also have this brownish color that we tried before that really didn't go. Yeah, I think I like it. I think if we just did a nice little stamp up there, it would, I think that would look nice. And I like the way it plays off of that bird. This might be too light. Yeah, I don't like that. I think this would look, I'm just going to even bring that down a little bit. I'm going to bring that right down to this corner here. I think that's fun. I like to have threes on my papers. So that is today's little craft for everybody. Again, in the description, I will list Luise Heninzl's kit that these beautiful, beautiful papers come from. And these will be nice. I can either use these as a little tuck spot, just something to put on the page as another little enhancement. These are great for your, definitely in a junk journal. These would make beautiful little tuck spots. And if you wanted to in your journal, you could, put it in the bottom corner where this could even be a little, it could be a little your flip tag. Yeah, so these two have the bottom tool. This has a full little veil over it. And then we have this one here with the half tool to calm all of that down. So if you like this video, everybody, I really had a lot of fun making these today. If you like these, give me a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your comments and what you think about, especially about using the tool in different ways. So I will see you in my next video, everybody, and thank you very, very much. Bye-bye.